Hello, Lunar Child, and welcome back to Horoscopes Weekly Edition. I'm your host to the universe, Christopher Witecki, and I'm also the host of SoulGarden.me. Come on down to the most loving space on the internet. Come say happy birthday to yourself around people who know what that means. We also have a lot going on, office hours, and we are casting. So if you have a soul talent you want to share with the world, casting at SoulGarden.me. We are trying to unite the light. Now it is your birthday period. We're moving into chapter 3. That is the Master Shui chapter. We've been working so far with emotion and ego. The whole planet Earth is working on emotion. That's what Cancers are good at, emotions. And so everyone on Earth is going with this or going with you on your birthday. But then because you're a Cancer, we're also talking about your ego state of awareness, which is how you defend yourself, how you represent yourself, your character, your personality, etc. So it's two different lessons, emotional management and ego management. Now, in the first chapter, we were looking to resolve or release emotional context that didn't serve you. So a chip on your shoulder, not confidence, a lack of confidence, any kind of emotional setup to fail, we wanted to identify. And we also want to identify ego chips and emotional responses. So anytime someone says something, you're over-responsive, you're under-responsive, you give too much away, or whatever, you allow yourself to stew for 10 hours. That was what chapter 1 was. Let's get rid of what's not working with ego and emotion. Chapter 2, last week, we were shopping. Shopping for the right response, shopping for the right personality. 4th of July happened, so there was a weird up and down. And overall, Cancer is looking for, how do I want to represent myself? When do I defend myself? And am I being immature? Do I need to respond differently to myself? This week, we're going to try on the new ego. We're going to try on the new emotional response, the new life jacket, if you will, for Cancers bobbing up and down in the sea of emotion. And on Monday, it's time to step toward what you think that life jacket is. So from now on, I'm going to emotionally approach the world as cool and centered, or as a mother, or as a father, or as a nurturing force, because that makes me feel very strong. I'm just going to go ahead and do that, because that's okay. Whatever it is, it feels right as far as approaching your emotion, your public life, ego-wise, and whatever your emotional reaction is going to be. And if they don't like it, I'm not going to get upset. Do it on Monday. That's what it's about. Taking action and stepping forward with whatever those new policies are. Now, it's highly likely you will play out this lesson at work because emotions themselves are focused on career and legacy with the moon in Aries on Monday. And the moon crosses over Uranus, which means at some point you're going to have to also innovate your response at work and in general. Now, they could be the same, but they also could be separate. So definitely a little bit of a turbulent moment at some point in the day on Monday with career, legacy, or future, and also a turbulent moment with yourself of getting off your astro and taking some actions to be that new character, to be that new emotional response. On Tuesday, we are holding space. So after demanding, stepping away, step into whatever this new emotional way of being, now we just float. So this is a floating day where you hold space for yourself. And what you're holding, of course, are ego reactions, personality, and emotional responsibility to yourself. One interesting tug-of-war that begins on Tuesday is is Mars in Libra and Uranus in Aries. So this is a tug-of-war. On the one hand, you're going to have to continually innovate your ideas of where career will go. Career, legacy, children, they're going to constantly force you to grow, grow, grow. On the other, you are tired of the house moving. You are tired of the earth shifting. You want to set up a family, a home situation, a nest that is not going to be rocked so much by your career. So Mars says, hey, time to act, push, move, do, build that house. And really, for all Cancers, you're going to have incredible pressure or impatience with any nest, home, family situation that doesn't work anymore. You're also going to have to take care of yourself. You can no longer put off taking care of yourself. If you take care of someone else before yourself, you'll find yourself incredibly depleted or angry or getting into accents. We're talking about Mars here. So it's this balance of taking care of myself. Oh, I need to innovate my career, either to leave room to take more care of myself or innovate my career so I have more time or whatever. But it's career versus self-nurturing, and that starts on Tuesday. On Wednesday, we do what you do best. You just kind of show up emotionally and see what happens. It's called holding emotional space. It's what Cancers do every time they walk out of the house. So just do what you do best on Wednesday. But God does give us a nice little hint with a yod. And the yod is telling exactly what we need to have happen. Basically, the yod is saying, all right, Cancers, we know how you feel about career, represented by the moon in Aries. We know what your senses are about where you belong with Neptune and Pisces. Take where your sense of where you belong, take your feelings about your career, and take care of yourself, Mars and Libra. So the universe is basically saying, take care of yourself on Wednesday, move forward with family, home, self-nurturing, and if you feel super crabby, it's because you weren't. Then Thursday, things shift. That's because the moon shifts. Your home planet moves into Taurus. So it's definitely sunny and social and summery. Great birthday vibration, probably the first time maybe you're feeling your birthday, because there's been a lot of heavy waves this year. Well, Jupiter says, hey, let's explore. So now that you're kind of trying out a new emotional approach to yourself and you're trying out a new defense posture with the world, let's see where this goes. You might be tested. There might be something funky you deal with. You might really have a test of character or a test of your emotional sensibilities, but you're learning, or you're floating into new possibilities as a result of just trying all this master emotional shui out anyways. So it's definitely a day of feeling that out. And with the moon in Taurus, it's social. So friendships, where you feel like you belong, etc. So through social context, testing out the new birthday ego or the new birthday suit. Now you will be working out conflict, okay, for the next few days, or fears we could say, between your ego and self-nurturing. So your ego wants to get stronger, but your family's resisting. So you have to, do it in a slyer way, or do it in a way that's more humble, or not trigger them, or tell them to screw off, or whatever. But your own desire to take care of yourself and your ego's desire to be strong kind of pit against each other for about 10 days or so. So be aware of all that. And that kind of starts on Thursday. Then we get to Friday. On Friday, we have Uranus rule day, so there will be breakdown. Basically, you tried out a new personality, you tried out a new emotional response system. Did it work? Friday will tell you if it works or doesn't work. There will be breakdown. In other words, your ego might go too far, or you might not go far enough, or someone might really test you. But it's definitely a day of being somewhat tested. The moon is in Taurus, so it's very likely a test in public, a test with your reputation, a test with your friends, a test with where you feel like you belong. So the test is probably epicentered in your context consciousness. But remember, what we're really testing is how well your ego holds up, and whether or not you are there for yourself in that moment, or you're more concerned with being there for others. That is the question. So Friday is definitely a test if you haven't figured it out. What you want to do is try to get yourself feeling good, and then see if it's compatible with the world. And if it's not, why? That's the question in the lesson. Then on Saturday, breakthrough. So if it's foggy Friday, now Saturday is clear. Mercury rules the day, so there's probably going to be a breakthrough. Your ego will get it. You'll know what to say. You'll know, okay, when I respond as the victim, that doesn't work either. So you'll have clarity on emotional responses and how to ride that magic carpet of you. And you will have clarity on literally the posture your ego needs to take, or the defenses your ego needs to take, or the way you should or shouldn't say it. But you'll have clarity, ego, emotional clarity. At the same time, the moon moves into Gemini, so as you get clear, you get more spiritual. That moon by evening will be enlightening your subconscious and pushing you to have faith in yourself. So by Saturday night, you might highly be questioning faith in yourself, okay? And that is an opportunity to get bigger faith in yourself. That's the moon crossing Jupiter. You might actually have sudden faith in yourself and not know where that came from. So it kind of depends on how you like to light cast, the light side of the moon or the dark side of the moon. The light side of the moon would be like, oh, I suddenly feel like I have great faith. Dark side of the moon would be like, I have no faith. Either way you learn and you figure out why, and that's really Saturday night. Then Sunday, it's Love Fest Day. So universe gives us a nice rainbow sherbet, rainbow unicorn kind of day. That's the moon actually crossing Venus, and that's what we call Love Fest Day. It's the most powerful day of the month to give and receive love. It's kind of like we start breathing again. God gives us a free space. In your case, giving and receiving love to thyself. The lesson on Sunday is that the more you love yourself privately, spiritually, where no one else can see, the more private inner love you have, the more private inner faith you have as a result of that, the more inner faith you're going to have everywhere in the world. And to some degree, maybe some of the strength and courage you're looking for with your ego, or maybe some of the emotional response, or the strength to stay strong when things get emotionally crazy, maybe that's all because you need more time loving yourself deep on the inside. And that's what Sunday is about, is showing you that. It might be someone that shows you that. And if you come down to soulgarden.me, we'll tell you that we love you. All right, crabs, that's all I have for this birthday forecast, but I'll be back in 7 more days. Until then, live, love, be.